Top 10 most dangerous countries in the world. 1. Afghanistan. Afghanistan is the most dangerous country in the world due to its ongoing conflict and instability. More than 2 decades of war have taken a toll on the country, leaving it with one of the lowest human development indices in the world. The ongoing conflict has also resulted in high levels of violence and insecurity, with civilians often bearing the brunt. The Afghan government is also plagued by corruption, which has made it difficult to provide basic services and improve the country's infrastructure. 2. Yemen. Yemen is the second most dangerous country in the world in 2022. The country has been in the midst of a civil war since 2015, and the situation continues to worsen. Tens of thousands of people have been killed in the conflict, and millions more have been displaced. Basic services such as healthcare and education are scarce, and famine is widespread. The war has also allowed terrorist groups such as Al-Qaeda and ISIS to gain a foothold in the country, making it even more dangerous for civilians. 3. Syria. Syria has been embroiled in a devastating civil war since 2011. The death toll has surpassed 250,000, and the number of those internally displaced is over 7.6 million. The country's infrastructure has been decimated, and its healthcare and education systems are in shambles. The conflict has also led to the rise of terrorist groups like ISIS, which have carried out brutal attacks on civilians. In addition, Syria's proximity to Europe has led to a refugee crisis of unprecedented proportions. All of these factors have made Syria the third most dangerous country in the world in 2022. 4. Russia. Russia is the fourth most dangerous country in the world in 2022 due to its high homicide rate and increasing political instability. The homicide rate in Russia is high compared to other countries, with around 9.5 murders per 100,000 people. This is likely due to the high levels of poverty and inequality in Russia, as well as the lack of rule of law and widespread corruption. In addition, Russia faces increasing political instability, with protests and opposition movements becoming more common. This could lead to increased violence and civil unrest in the future. 5. South Sudan. South Sudan is the fifth most dangerous country in the world in 2022. The country has been plagued by violence and civil war since it gained its independence from Sudan in 2011. More than 400,000 people have been killed in the conflict, and more than 2 million people have been displaced. South Sudan is also home to numerous armed groups, which makes it a difficult place to live. What's more, the country's infrastructure is in poor condition, and basic services such as healthcare and education are scarce. 6. Iraq. Iraq ranks in position 157 on the Global Peace Index, which makes it the seventh most dangerous country in the world. This is mainly due to the ongoing conflict and violence that persists in the country. The aftermath of the Iraq War, plus ongoing conflicts, has displaced millions of people, killed thousands of civilians, and caused immense human suffering. Additionally, the Iraqi government has been ranked as one of the most corrupt in the world, which further contributes to the instability in the country. 7. Somalia. Somalia ranks in position 156 on the Global Peace Index 2022, making it the 8th most dangerous country in the world. Somalia has faced significant challenges in recent years, including political instability, insecurity, and poverty. The humanitarian situation in Somalia is also dire, with more than 6 million people in need of assistance. In addition, the country is home to a number of terrorist groups, such as Al-Shabaab, which have carried out attacks on civilians. The government of Somalia has been working to improve the security situation in the country and has made some progress in recent years. However, much work is still needed to make Somalia safe for civilians. 8. Central African Republic. Due to ongoing conflict and a humanitarian crisis, the Central African Republic is one of the most dangerous countries in the world. The country has been plagued by violence and instability for many years, and there's no end in sight. More than half of the population is in need of humanitarian assistance, and millions have been displaced by the conflict. The violence has also caused immense suffering for civilians, with thousands killed or injured, and countless others raped or subjected to other forms of violence. The lack of security means that people are unable to go about their daily lives without fear for their safety, and those who have sought refuge in other countries face an uncertain future. 9. Sudan. Sudan is one of the most dangerous countries in the world in 2022 for a number of reasons. The country has suffered from years of violence and conflict, and the situation is only getting worse. Civil war has been raging in the country since 1983, and it has claimed the lives of over 2 million people. The Sudanese government is also accused of committing genocide in the Darfur region, which has resulted in the displacement of millions of people. What's more, Sudan is plagued by extremist groups such as Al-Qaeda and ISIS, which have been responsible for numerous terror attacks in the country. 10. Ukraine. In 2022, Ukraine is considered one of the most dangerous countries in the world due to the Russian invasion of February in that year. The Russian military presence in Ukraine has led to widespread violence and human rights violations, contributing to the country's ranking at position 153 out of 163 countries analyzed on the Global Peace Index. This is a huge fall, as Ukraine was ranked as the 33rd most peaceful country before the Russian invasion. Back then, it had a low crime rate, and citizens generally felt safe and secure. Thank you very much for watching our video. If you like it, give it like, and if you want more interesting videos like this, don't hesitate to subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon.